We're down here at the abandoned ranch, and we got this decent sized shop that we're going to be working around today. It was like a hoarder nest before it got cleaned out. Now it's empty and there's just a couple tractors and gators in there. But what we're working with is the drainage is not very good. Years and years of erosion, fluffing off. There's a culvert right there, but it's actually flat for about 20 feet, so it's got no draining properties whatsoever. We need to rip that out, but there's power, there's water, big mess. And then over on this side, it was just an absolute nightmare. And that's where we're starting. We're going to be ripping all this stuff out and see if we can find an old culvert. If not, then put in a new one. We got our gas station right here. When the truck one's empty, we got a mobile one here on the property. But anyway, seeing what we pulled out right here, there is just tons of, I wouldn't say cobble, but larger stone, trying to remedy the fact that there was a mud pit right here. You put in big stone, give some kind of foundation so it could short itself up, and then it even got so bad, the old man put a bunch of asphalt in here. This ain't just your regular, get off my foot. This stuff is like 6 inches thick, just something he took off a job site. I couldn't even get through it, definitely with the grading bucket, bailed on that. Switched over to the digging bucket, still didn't work. Had to switch to the frost tooth to get through that stuff. But what our game plan here, now that we've opened this up, seen where we're at, didn't find no culvert, so we're going to proceed to getting rid of a bunch of dirt here. There, Jig, see? That's you? Alright. I'm surprised they're still flying those. But we need to lower this all down here because it's tapered. The road's tilted and higher than the back of the shop. So literally it pushes everything that way to a culvert that is 100 feet away. That ain't gonna work out. And the culvert don't flow even if you got a garden hose filling it because it's flat. So we need to lower all this, taper it out that way. Dad's over there running the little excavator, doing some brushing. But I'm gonna haul this stuff down to the bottom. A couple more loads, still no culvert in the spot that it should be, you know, on the uphill side, so that the water doesn't cross your driveway. But the last scoop, before I went and got the trailer, I found the culvert. Well, yeah, I guess you could. It carries water in a smaller volume, it's a culvert. But it was right there at the edge of the slab, completely buried, doing nothing. And it honestly looks like it goes uphill a little bit, maybe. Yeah. Glad we didn't try to find that initially, and we just said screw it, we're just gonna do what we need to do. And look at this, this is another whole piece of, I think I'm just gonna leave this here. There's been so many layers of this stuff, it doesn't even make sense that there could have been this much here. It was higher than the concrete. I don't understand the logic. What is this? Alright, we came up with a new plan. Pretty much the same thing. Make sure water doesn't go in the shop. This is already tapered, sloped that way, rather. So we just need to get the slough off the top, gravel it, and call it good. Over here, dug it down so it's into a spot where it makes sense. And we're going to stone this the way it sits, no culvert, and just put in a ditch. Now it's not going to look like that. It's going to be a nice tapered V-ditch so it can flow across the ground because everything is tapered, slanted to go that way. So this just needs to be cut in good, and we need the dirt anyway, so it'll just have a little bit of a low spot right here, just a whoop, be good to go. Well, Hoss has got this place, let me say, roughed in. Trying to save a little bit of this because there's layers and layers of stone that has been buried and filled with dirt. Not necessarily good for much other than, you know, filling a spot maybe. But down here, this is just a dirt road. So we're thinking maybe fluff that off over here. But I got a load of just clay and junk stuff. Arguably a little bit more than I'd plan on. I wouldn't mind that much, or maybe even a little bit more if I'm doing a straight run. But we'll take a trip down to the bottom. I'm going to show you guys. I got one hard corner down there at the bottom. It's basically a switchback, and we're gonna be dumping it right down there. So let's get in the truck, drive down there. All right. It's heavy enough that I started pulling the truck off the parking brake just a little bit, and it is definitely not a 4-high takeoff. Whoa. This is a 4-low kind of situation. Not that the truck can't handle taking off in high range, but why beat on your equipment? And that right there, not just the fact of having 4-wheel drive, but having low range is one of the major perks of having a 4-wheel drive rig. You got that split option when you're in a spot like this, taking off on a hill. Even if you got traction, it's a little bit aggressive to take off on that poor clutch. And then, come on, pause music, that's annoying. We'll get her right here and put her in 2-wheel. Now that we're on flat, we'll just take a little drive. Just showing you guys what we got going on here. If I'm feeling good, we'll grab another gear. I have to get the trailer brakes going here in a second, but this is all blacktop down the main driveway. And then when we turn right down here to get to the barn, some knucklehead, we'll see if he's still down there. I think he's the plumber going down to the barn. I'm supposed to tell him which way to go down here if I saw him, so they don't get lost, because everybody comes up to the house because they just follow the main road here. So I'm standing there waiting to tell him, hey, you need to turn this way. He went by me about 25, and then right behind him was the dump truck. And see this corner right here, I gotta take it a little bit wider, that's a little tight. Oh jeez, we went off the blacktop lip just a little bit. But anyway, they met back up with the dump truck right there in that spot. Dump truck, he can't stop on the cattle guard, he's got to keep going, or else he might as well back down the rest of the hill. Unless he, I don't know, it's just a bad spot for a dump truck to stop, is what I'm saying. Dump truck makes a corner, coming down here on the gravel. The guy in the Toyota coming back down the hill. I'm there to tell him, dude, the project that you're supposed to be here for is down there. Drives right by me, goes through the ditch, and mind you, that ditch wasn't there a couple days ago. We just built that ditch. And yeah, so big old ding dong. So we'll pull up here. That load is big enough that it warranted the gate being closed the whole way down here. So normally I just grab my remote, flip it on, start dumping as I get close to it. But this one, yeah, we just needed to leave it where it was. Get out and show you the plant. Yeah, and just as I thought, the freaking plumber, he left. He's not even down here. Get the dogs in here, blocking my view. Oh, maybe it wasn't that heavy. One extra scoop more than normal. So I got the 12 down here. When it gets a little bit much, because over here is where I started. So all that's been filled up. But once it gets thick enough, then I come through, push it out, and they're small enough loads. Even got 3 or 4 of them here. You still get good enough compaction for what it's going to be for. It's not structural here; it's just to fill in this void. Pretty good, huh? It's just Amazon remote. That dump trailer didn't come with a remote. No big deal. 20 bucks. We got one. Arena. We're gonna back up over towards those stables and turn around. We'll get a couple more loads up there today. We're waiting on the dump truck guy to bring our 4th load today. There we go. I like these 14-foot dump trailers. This one's definitely been my favorite. Axle placement's nice. It's not trying to balance a load. Most entry-level trailers, basically a 14-foot, either 10K or 14K trailer, That's entry level 14 foot or even shorter. Any of those, anything under 14 is entry level, and they try to make them so that the trailer carries the weight with the, how they do that. Like this one, the axles are a little bit farther back. So the truck's forced to carry the weight when you're doing your job correctly and loading the rig. This one, the axles are a little bit farther back. So the truck's forced to carry the weight when you're doing your job correctly and loading the rig. When you get an entry level one, they put those axles pretty much smack dab in the center. That way you're not overloading the tongue on your trailer and then overloading your truck that's arguably could be 1500 or something like that. But anyway, my point being is the axles are farther back on this rig, so it's a lot nicer for towing equipment and hauling heavier-ish loads, but it's still a 14-foot dump trailer. And these things, that's why I started off as one of these things. I can fit pretty much anywhere with one. Yeah, it kind of squished it in the ground right there. They're super easy to turn around. And Ed dump trailer, that's a nice rig, and it's affordable. They're not super expensive. Yeah, Diamond C probably a little mad at me that I didn't buy one of theirs, even try to get one, but these things, I can let anybody borrow this. If I bought a Diamond C, ain't nobody gonna borrow it. And that's why I got this one. I wanted to test out this brand. It's a very well done trailer. I say that now and knock on wood, but I like it a lot. But it's also a trailer that didn't cost a ton. Still, I mean, it's still a lot of money. But I didn't have to break the bank to buy it, and if somebody needed to borrow it, there it is. And I'm not gonna get too mad if something happens to it, and still respect the stuff, but you know, if something happened, it didn't cost as much as a Diamond C, so I wouldn't get nearly as mad. Now we got to back up. Normally we can circle the shop looking at the sun, so that's fine. But since we got that ditch cut in there, I can't make this circle, so I just got back her in nice and light. Back into the gate. That's nice. Watch out, gate coming through. Ooh. Turn off the air con so you guys can hear me better. Now I'm cooking. Regret. Let's see here. Trailer's going over the edge, so I can't see it. There's a dog over there. Okay, that's a load. Took a little bit longer with you guys watching, believe me. All right. Get better. and then there's me.
Last load. Possibly the last load that we're gonna southern check for on this one. Been a lot. That's 1.5 right there. Yep.
Oh, this road looks nice. Yeah, I had to spread that up. Well, yeah. I'm scraping off some good dirt that's not completely compromised and contaminated with water from the rains off the hillside. So we got some fill over there. Got the Nomad hooked up, so we got some internet. It is, truck's at 35 degrees and it's moist. So it just freezes right through your bone. It's kind of nice hitting the machine a little bit. Scraped all the junk from right there down over the edge. We're just trying to have a little swell rather than a big culvert put in right here. Most of the water is going to run that way, hit a culvert. I think we got to replace that one. And let's get another video hoss coming through, get some fresh dirt. I'm gonna give her the beans. That thing's been well used. Yeah, a little fuzzy view of the buttes this morning. Putting in the big culvert. Got lucky, and there's about a 15-foot stick of it back here. And container haulers, they got a connection with containers for one, but they also got a buddy. What's going on here? It helps out with culverts. But the thing is they're all scraps, so you have to put couplers on them. So he went and snagged these yesterday. Bitch, they're small. I wonder what the hell those fit. Man, that's cool. They got fencing. Jeez, they got a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, I'm glad I opened up this end. That's ours. Ordered a new laser and stick. The laser's not here yet. Oh, address, get that out of there. But should be able to marry up a couple of these together, so that'll get us a 20-foot stick, and then we got 3 couplers down there. We need to run 80 feet. We might be able to make this happen. Let's go down there and see what he's got. big old rock in the way. I got to fire up the 080 so we can get some power to the ground at the rooper tooth, more likely. Man, oh man, a concrete slab out here is looking pretty good. There's gravel from a different quarry than where I get mine. It's a little bit farther away. Yeah, definitely not ordering from my local place anymore. Getting this stuff way better, compacting like asphalt. Yep. That's a big old rock. I don't know. Well, oddly enough, the big rock came out of there easy, and the little one that was just barely in the way, I mean, is sticking up about an inch higher than what we wanted the bottom of the ditch to be, will not move. So we just scraped at it for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and chiseled it down enough, we called her good. Well, I guess all things considered, we didn't run into the power or the water, so that was neat. But then right there at the tail end, yeah, I guess I'll show that. So the old culvert is that, where is it? Not looking very good. Went twister on us. It was literally followed this ditch and then hung a Lewis straight towards the power pole. You can see where we cut it off right there. Seemed a little bit premature to make that cut since he hadn't got to those rocks yet, but maybe he put those rocks there or something. But gotta use a little X. The Encon machine, well, it had a thumb delete, so it's as much evolution is involved with the Encon. It takes a step back when you're just straight bucket, so you can't freaking pull stuff out of the hole. Yeah. we could, that's a good yard art rock. Yeah, that's a decent sized unit. Everything in there's got a couple flat tires. The irony of it is the smallest rock that looked like it was going to be the easiest one was tip of the iceberg to the worst one there, and the two big nasty ones popped right out. But low enough that it could work. Well, bring on the culvert pipes. I actually did find one piece of this stuff that was actually already on the property. I think that's the one I'm lubing up right there. These things are a mofo to get together. So we got a 10-foot stick of it that we had out of the container, putting it into the female side of the random piece that we found on the property that I think is about a 15-18 foot piece. Got the little John Deere involved trying to get this thing to clamp together. The John Deere just didn't quite have enough oomph to get her to pop together. Even though I'm lubing it up, if you got WD-40 or you got to drain something out of the bottom of your engine or something, just so you got some lubrication to get these things to pop together, because they are a mofo and probably should run like a screw or something together, and part of it just to make sure if you're going to be flipping around it stays together. But if it's not, one thing after another on this project, the whole idea is still the same. We want drainage to be proper everywhere on this property that is designed to be usable, such as the driveways, entrance to the shop, you name it. And each one of these culverts that we've ran up on so far that was already installed was either clogged up, it was flat, it was bent, broken, too short. I haven't even shown you half of some of these projects that we've tackled. It's just days and days of just fixing up old timers slap together ideas of saving money. Not to say that we're not trying to save money, since we got a couple odds and ends pieces of these culverts, but you see when we're trying to put them together, lubed it all up with W and push it together with the blade on the little X against the bucket of the 080. And even still, it acts like it wants to pop apart. But we're going to slab all these in there and use these sandwich couplers for putting the butt ends together, because, yeah, we're saving money, but these little guys, we've used them in the past, and they seem to be pretty efficient. They do the job very well. Speaking of doing the job very well, old John Deere mini backhoe here, that it was in the shop, and I thought it was kind of neat to try and use it since it was already kind of staged up in position. That backhoe, it's quick and it's really jerky. It's hard to be smooth with that sucker. So, yeah, I parked that one before I hurt myself or did a kickflip with the tractor. But we're doing hand compaction alongside this culvert, because we used if it's a 22-inch outside diameter culvert or 20-inch, we used a 24-inch bucket thereabouts. It's tight along the sides of it. Might even use a little excavator on this. I can't remember. It's been a minute. But since it's right at the front door of the shop, we want to make sure our compaction is the best we can alongside the culvert, that we don't get any soft spots. But it's going to be kind of inevitable dealing with that in the middle of winter, and we are actually in a race to get this done today. As I'm filming it, we want to get it all wrapped up because we got a nasty rainstorm coming in, and that's just the way it goes. When you start opening projects in the middle of wintertime, or staging up at the beginning of wintertime, opening up these ditches and stuff, you know, it could cut loose rain any second or any day now. But we're trying to make the best of it. We got a pry bar, big old sucker with a blunt edge tip that we're stabbing for compaction. Looks nice without all those backhoe buckets and paneling and whatever the hell else was just right there. Culvert pipe put in, culvert pipe we took out. Oh man, size difference. Didn't you notice that, or are we just gonna let that fly? Put that in the ultrasonic.
Metric.
Oh, it's metric? Yeah, throw it in the trash. I'll do it all at once. You can go farther towards the bank with this one. Get closer. Go lower. Go lower. That way you don't dump it in the hole. Feeling like that, yeah. Perfect. So, first day that we got here, we're testing that long culvert underneath the arena. And I just put a garden hose in it, let it rip. The pressure here is outstanding. Coming out the other side, water's rushing. Dogs are staring in there like, what is that? Saw a skunk pop his head out. And, well, and then I went back in as soon as I saw the dogs. Never saw that dang skunk again. Fast forward to moving shop lines in here. The cats. Well, it's skunk's going after the cats. So, that skunk just went to the train station. And I forgot my shovel onto the train station, so I gotta tiger it off the patio, out off the station. Be right back. Suppose I better get a little clip of the after. What's the math on how long that culvert pipe is? $15, $10. Oh, dude, this is like a 95 foot long culvert. Yeah, she's straight as an arrow. Straighter than the last guy's. Just up there by the Pal Forks. What the Encon can do right here. I don't even know how much moving of a machine you would have to do to square up every time to knock out just the simplest little ditch at the bottom of the bank right there. Got another one of those risers right here. I got these big old Alcoas off a semi. Probably cracked or something. They use them for putting underneath the feet of the trailer. I can't quite see it there. But I put it over the top so you don't see that black culvert sticking up. Much holes in the side so it goes through the cobble, drains, and then proceeds all the way down through here. Saturday now, we'll get a bunch of rain. It's supposed to, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's gonna be the rain? Tomorrow, Monday. I thought Sunday was supposed to shovel. Either way. See you Monday. That's when gravel's gonna be here. The day that it's gonna start raining. I'm gonna come back a little bit, grab that guy though. He just walked it off. 95. Those chunks were 10 footers, scraps, and we put couplers in the middle. Then I had one, man, there's a lot. That's a long stretch. The other one came out over here. I think it was the left part of it. Yeah. That's why I was gonna take the microwave, but I'm gonna eat something on Monday. So. All right, we'll see what the future holds with some of these items, but we just, today's technically moving day. We're getting some stuff out of here. I just did a dump run with the big techs, brought it back down here so they could load it some more junk. Got the little buddy, that thing was already parked here. So we're gonna haul the little excavator back to my dad's house today. It's Sunday right now. Tomorrow I gotta come back because the guy's gonna bring 4 loads of gravel. I'm gonna probably hook on to the little cargo trailer so I can haul the surprise up there back. And then tomorrow, in between the gravel runs, I can haul both those at the same time. And the 080's got to be a solo run. But I need to do a little bit more work. We'll see how nasty the rain is in the morning. I'd like to pull this back, fabric, and put some rock down since I'm already here. But I think he'll just be able to tailgate all this, but we'll see him tomorrow morning. Let's get this loaded. You're almost there, dude. Go from the top. Go from the top. I'll show you. Go like this. Come here. You watching? Okay, now you try it. Dude, good job. Well, in the middle of a downpour, storm down. It tipped the cone over. That's how aggressive it is. From this side, everything is keeping away from the back door of the shop, so that's awesome. We didn't get enough time to knock out anything on the uphill side. Looks like I'm gonna have to take Beverly down there and scrape a little bit just to fix it up. Oh, Sylvia's here.